For the past 64 years, one thing has been certain: every presidential election, the black vote leaned heavily Democratic. But that may be changing. Ahead of our Black History Month special that debuts this evening, we begin to look at that shift by speaking with those who voted for President Donald Trump and an advocate for the black vote. American politics are seeing a shift. Just like the railways and roadways of America's transportation system that connect us all, every road and rail is bound to shift directions.
Can you imagine 83 days? We're almost there. We gotta get it.
Meet Kimberly Marshall and her friend, former congressional candidate Abdul Ali. Two black Republicans focused on having a conversation. That is, if anyone wants to listen.
That's what I find. Nobody will engage me and ask me why.
But you want conversation.
I do. Let's talk about it. Let's have a conversation.
We'll use some terms that have often been used to describe black Republicans. Uncle Tom.
Love it.
Traitor. Racist against your own people. How do you respond to those claims?
I tend to notice that those comments are levied from thumb thuggers, from internet warriors. That smoking usually reserved for in-person conversation. So it's cool, but I also, somebody told me a long time ago, if you're gonna be in politics, you gotta have a thick skin.
Thick skin or not, to have a conversation, both sides have to come to the table. But with neither side being willing to listen, advocates say the black voter is being left behind. Who's doing a better job right now, Republicans or Democrats, of appealing to the black community and listening?
I don't think any of them are, honestly.
Marcus Bass serves as deputy director for the North Carolina Black Alliance. He says the warning signs began flaring during the Biden administration. According to a Pew Research Center study, in March of 2021, an overwhelming 83% of black voters thought Joe Biden was doing a good job as president. By the summer of 2024, that number dropped dramatically to 51%, largely because of a lack of follow-through on issues most important to them. He believes as last year's election ramped up momentum, the main issues didn't resonate with most black voters.
In exchange for a real conversation around women's rights, it was narrowed to abortion. And instead of an exchange for a real conversation of access to amenities and health care, it was a conversation around who's in our bathrooms or who's playing sports.
Instead of focusing on the economy more, Democrats push issues like trans rights and abortion.
I'm like, wait, I don't subscribe to that. A lot of black folks do not subscribe to that stuff. And I think it's fatigued the black voters.
That mixture of fatigue and lack of results made for the perfect storm for some black voters to hop across the political line.
The reality of it is, Trump learned this cycle that you don't have to do anything special. You have to talk to black folks like you talk to everybody else. We care about the economy. We care about safety in our community. We care about high quality education. We care about recognizing that the vast majority of black people are inherently conservative.
Although Republicans picked up some black voters, Abdul believes even more could have gotten on board.
Somebody told me a long time ago, nobody cares what you know until they know that you care. And I think we've done a poor job on our side of the aisle, first showing people that we care.
What Republicans are fighting against, though, is a history of fierce loyalty to the Democratic Party. Many black voters refuse to even consider speaking with Republicans, something Marshall knows all too well.
So we were having an event that was going to be here in North Carolina, and everybody was coming down, including my sister, and she usually automatically would stay with me. We had already agreed not to talk about politics because we had had a couple of clashes. And my daughter, my youngest daughter, called me and she said, Mom, I just gotta let you know, Auntie ain't planning on staying with you, and I'm not gonna let you be out here in the dark. I said, she's not planning on staying with me. Why? And she goes, well, because I think she don't like it that you voted for Donald Trump. Now, mind you, she didn't even know. We hadn't even had the discussion. And needless to say, that just killed me. It did. Excuse me. It broke my heart because that's my baby sister. You know what I'm saying? How can you know me? You know me. How can you?
For Marshall, though, the issue remains the stigma blacks get for leaving the Democratic Party. But despite that, she remains firm in her belief that no matter what side of the tracks you land on, who you vote for should not be based on party or identity politics, but on policy with real purpose.
If I got to take some of the pain right now, whereas later on my grandchildren grow up and they can be Republican or Democrat, Libertarian, whatever it is that they want to be, and if I got to take a little bit of the hit now, I'll take it. It's worth it.
And that separation between Kim and her sister lasted for 3 years. They did not talk. Now, despite their political affiliation, both Marshall and Ali say they don't want black people to blindly join the Democratic or Republican Party. Instead, they want voters to do their research, find what makes sense to them, essentially make each party make their pitch to them. As for DEI, yes, we talked about that too, and you'll hear Ali's stance on that coming up. That's part of a Queen City News half-hour special that will air tonight as we continue to honor Black History Month. We talk with local leaders in education and government about the shift we're seeing in the black vote. It's a discussion you do not want to miss, so tune in tonight at 6:30. It will also air again tomorrow on WMYT at noon.